Ukraine under attack.
Fourth interest rate hike in just 4 months.
Buckingham Palace announced the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
Victorian election campaign should be about the Labor government.
At the start of 2022, we were all thinking it is time to restart and put the pandemic behind us. Just like that, the last 12 months feels like it's gone in 2 weeks. It really has been a blur, so let us have a retrospective look at the most important events of the year and their impact on the economies and politics and societies and all that sort of stuff. Before most of us even got a chance to even think about getting back to work, the bigwigs decided they needed to act. Novak Djokovic was banned from the country and he couldn't play in the tennis, but it wasn't that cut and dry. We decided to let him in first, then keep him in detention. It was around this point when I googled this. This is a graph that shows us there were more deaths in 2019 than 2020. I'll put this here just to highlight a fact that this is the point where I actually become a lot more skeptical, and I was already skeptical before, so I'm probably one level below conspiracy theorists now. In February, Russian President Vladimir Putin had decided it's about time to take Ukraine back, and he decides to invade. What a lot of people didn't know at the time is that Vladimir has Europe in the palm of his hands because Russia supplies a massive amount of energy to Europe. This resulted in massive electricity price increases, as you can see on the graph here. What a lot of people also don't get is that Russia and Ukraine are the world's #1 and #5 largest exporters of wheat. So far we haven't had any food shortages. Let's hope and pray that they don't run out. Now feels like a good segue into inflation. Most people totally had their heads in the sand until it was forced upon them in the form of $10 lettuce at the local supermarket. This got pinned with the other inflation we were coping from the pandemic and from Russia, but this was actually because of the floods. Throughout the year, Eastern Australia has been smashed with an unprecedented amount of floods. Since February, southeast Queensland down to Sydney got hit by intense weather systems, and it didn't end up there. Townships along the Murray River on the border of Vic and New South Wales are still recovering from November's rain events. To finish off on inflation, I'll sum it up by saying the RBA Governor, Philip Lowe, had to eat humble pie.
I'm sorry that people listened to what we'd said and acted on that and now find themselves in a position they don't want.
This is Phil Lowe saying sorry for previously telling everyone that interest rates wouldn't increase till 2024. Obviously he got that one drastically wrong and was served by the wrath of the public for it. Anyway, you got to do something to fight inflation. Moving on to politics, ScoMo got booted out and Albo came in. Dan Andrews got re-elected in Victoria. Labor governments mean a high probability of the money printing tap getting turned back on when the time is called for, and that time might be 2023 because economically there's that sort of feeling in the air that says something's got to give. In a couple of weeks I'll be doing a video on what I think could be coming for 2023, so please like and subscribe to the channel. Too much has happened this year and a lot of people might be overwhelmed and exhausted at this point. So I want to take the opportunity to say one thing, and that's just to be nice to each other. It's okay to disagree with someone without being a total hero about it. People have the right to say something you don't like or don't agree with. If you like this video and you're interested in what's going on in the economy and the property market and finance and that sort of stuff, like and subscribe now. This has been my 2022 year in review. We'll see you next year.